running a school farm program for basic and SHS in almost the entire country? That's question 1. 2, will they partner with these sector players in this endeavor to ensure success? This is Alistair Jimate. He works with Blue Skies. He says Blue Skies and KIC and GES are running a school farm program for basic and SHS. So comment on that, please. As the Agri Minister, what's happening to the 100 greenhouses that were built by the ministry and abandoned for over 2 years at Dawenya? These greenhouses were part of phase 1 of PFJ and was supposed to be given to the youth for vegetable production coming from Accra. Your comments will come on this. As the minister, as a poultry farmer, mostly into egg production and seasonal broilers, which part of the ministry sector should I talk to for any support the government is offering? He mentioned the website. Currently doing 10,000 birds. Please, the yellow maize is more expensive compared to the white maize. It's currently 580 for white. Okay, so 2 in 1 question. You want to know who to contact as a poultry farmer with 10,000 birds. Is he a large scale farmer? 10,000 birds or small?
10,000 is a small scale.
It's still small scale.
Yeah.
Okay. So you should go to ghaap.com.
Yes, I mean for poultry, if you're a poultry farmer, you know the animal production division of the ministry. Definitely all poultry farmers in this country know where they are located. If not, they should just go to gap.com. Register as a poultry farmer, and then we will.
Somebody said 200 greenhouses at Dawenya left to rot. Are you aware of this?
Absolutely, I'm aware. Quite an embarrassing situation, Bernard. We just didn't have the young people show interest in the greenhouses.
Oh.
Yeah, they are there. I mean, look.
So are you going to revamp it? Or their sport?
I mean, I'm here waiting to get young people to hand over those greenhouses to them. But it's clear that, look, government has to, the Directorate of Crops will have to intervene and use the greenhouses to produce the vegetables until such a time that we're able to get young people.
Are you saying that people were not interested?
They are there today. The greenhouses are there. It's not just in Dawenya. Across the country,
somebody produced greenhouses, but maybe what feasibility was done anyway. Whatever. The Blue Skies point, they are partnering with KIC and GS to do basic and secondary school planting. Are you aware?
I'm aware of that. They are doing it in not all schools. In some schools, it's a good initiative. We want other organizations to partner schools to do that. We are just hoping that we can get all schools in Ghana to produce for themselves. You know, the schools, when you remember the school bone shaker truck that we used to have every Thursday, it goes to the Medina market to take up buy produce and bring to school. It causes a high demand on the produce that are brought to the market. If we can keep that track of that market, we'll have enough food for the population. So we want schools to produce, institutions to produce for themselves. And that is why we are supporting.
Depends on how much land they have.
True.
Good morning, Bernard and Doc. Coco, I'd like to know what the Agri Minister is doing about state livestock farms. The largest state livestock farm in Pontamale has less than 100 Ghana shorthorn cattle, less than 25 pigs. The farm is sited on a 62 square mile land, but is using less than 20 acres. And he says Dr. Koto as minister never stepped foot on that farm until he left. Is he going to do same? Kojo Jiwanu is Pontamale. He wants you to come there.
Kojo, I will
62 square miles, only 25 pigs.
Yeah, Kojo, I'll step foot there, I'll break that record. But that's really not the point. The point is that we want the private sector people. If you say state farms and you go and rear pigs, politicians will go and on occasion 6 March go and take all the pigs and cattle. Leave it in the hands of the private sector. That is the way to go. I mean, look at what happens to state institutions, state hotels, state farms. I mean, once you begin to make it a state affair, then you create an avenue for politicians to dine.
Last question. A lot of people are skeptical when government launches new programs because we later on go and hear that X amount of money was pumped into it and we don't know. The way you are describing this thing, you're saying it's like a batter. You're giving me the input, I increase my production, you collect back in products.
Yeah.
What's the budget for this?
It's not me. I'm only using the power of the state to assure the input suppliers to give the inputs to you, Bernard.
So it's not you who's giving me the thing?
No,
okay.
It's not government. I'm using the power of the state to assure the input dealer, because you, Bernard, have taken your Ghana card. I've taken a polygon map of your farm, linked it to the Ghana card. You can't take my inputs and run away.
Good. So it's not you putting money, giving me money.
No,
it's like giving, because in the past subsidy was mismanaged. People were smuggling things.
You will have occasions where government will put in grants for vulnerable people. But there are some people, when you give them fertilizers, you can't even look at their face and go and collect it back because they are too poor, their farms are too small. Those ones governments will continue to do. I don't see that stopping ever.
Okay.
Governments will continue to do. This time round, this year, government put in some small money in the budget to help with grant fertilizers, but the whole thing is private sector, and we're using the weight of government to support that private sector agenda.
Thank you, Bryan Acheampong. He has to go. Lots of interviews today. We appreciate your time. Planting for Food and Jobs 2.0. He says go to gap.com, GHAAP, and you can register as an individual, as an institution, as a church, as a school, or as a company. And he says there was different levels of regional engagement. He's MP for Abetifi. You went unopposed.
Yes.
You went unopposed. So you're going to, we'll talk again about that later. That's a different issue. Bryan, thank you.
Thank you to your listeners.
So that was Dr. Bryan Acheampong, MP for Abetifi and also Minister for Food and Agriculture. As you can see, there's a lot of things to talk about in the sector. Started off by talking about food production levels and also poultry, food inflation, price of cake and all of those things. But the key point, PFJ 2.0 has been launched, and those who are interested know where to go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for another edition of The Point of View. Bye-bye.